Hey everyone, just wanted to bring you a quick video today talking about some low-cost items that I think everybody should have and add to their home gyms. Bear with me, this is our first video, first attempt on the new blog, so hopefully it turns out alright. Doing this solo tonight, so hopefully the camera angle works out and the volume and all that kind of good stuff. Also, before we get started, I just want to say thanks for everybody's initial interest in the blog. I hope to keep bringing you good content. I got a lot of ideas, so hopefully it works out for everyone. With that, we'll get started. This first item I've got behind me right now is this is a foam roller. Okay, this is a 3-foot foam roll. I think it's the best option because you can do a few more things than the shorter version, which is usually about a 1 foot, something to that effect. Whatever you can get your hands on, though, is better than nothing. I prefer this one from Perform Better because I think it holds its shape longer than some of the other options that you might find in some department stores. So I'll just show you a quick little routine to give you a little bit of an idea of what I like to go through when I hop on my foam roller here. Again, hopefully the camera angles work and everybody can see what I'm talking about here. First thing I'm going to do is lay on this lengthwise and just kind of relax here. Okay, so it's in contact with my tailbone, my mid back for sure, some of my low back, and then obviously my head's resting on it. And I just relax here for a little bit. Let my spinal erectors kind of just chill for a little bit. Then I'll kind of give myself a little hug. Roll a little bit from side to side. Get underneath my shoulder blades just a bit. Go back and forth and then just kind of hang out. Then I'll transition into rolling out my hamstrings. Okay? You're going to kind of prop yourself up 1 foot and then your hands. And then simply just roll it back and forth. Get the whole length of your hamstring. Go from knee to just underneath your butt, okay? Just like so. I like to go over every spot, maybe 8 to 10 times. If I'm feeling really sore, do one leg, do the other, and then come back. So you'll do them both twice. That helps hit each spot. I'll move over here. Runners, this is especially important for you. This is my IT band here, okay? Not a very pleasant one, but you'll just kind of, again, roll back and forth, basically on the side of your thigh, if you will. And then from there, I'm going to sit back up. This one's a little bit tricky to get into. I'm going to cross one leg over and then roll over to that glute, okay? And there'll be a spot that you'll roll over and you won't be very happy when you do it, but it's important that you do. Okay, big muscle as far as moving the hip. Again, 8 to 10 times. Switch, go to the other side. Lastly, I finish up. Typically, I'll come onto my front side, roll this foam roll underneath my quads here, and I'll do both of these at the same time and just kind of slide myself up and back. Okay. Again, working both quads at the same time. That's that with the foam roller. Next item is as simple as it looks, is just a golf ball here, okay? We'll set this on the floor, and this is going to be for our arches and our feet. Runners, again, this is really important for you. Just want to roll that foot over the golf ball and hit anything that isn't bone, okay? That's the goal. A lot of layers of muscles in your feet, so it's extremely important to roll these out. Runners, if you're feeling like you got some shin splints going on, you could definitely be starting here in your feet, okay? Another thing you can do with this, take it here, roll it down the front of your lower leg here, okay? Obviously not on the shin, not on the bone, but on the muscle that's right next to it. Okay, that's another spot that can get really tight, especially on runners, like I said. So golf ball, real cheap, real easy to get your hands on. Next items are here some lacrosse balls, okay? This one, as you can see, is just a single standalone lacrosse ball, okay, just hard rubber. This, a little bit tougher to see, especially with the camera angle and all that stuff. This is 2 lacrosse balls taped together, okay, we call it a peanut. Why do I want a lacrosse ball? It can get into some areas that are really tough to get at with a bigger item like the foam roller there. Something as simple as like if my pecs are a little bit sore, okay, I can take this, lean up against the wall into it, roll that around, help loosen that up. My traps right here, okay, that's this here that kind of connects looks like it connects your shoulder up into your neck. If I get that up against there on my back, again, lean into a wall, roll that up and down. If you're real brave and you want to lay on this in those areas, even in the parts of your glutes, okay, very doable. First time might not be very pleasant, but if you can get past that unpleasantness at the beginning, I think you'll come to like how you feel when you're done using these tools. Okay, the peanut, it's going to be tough to show on camera. I'll just kind of talk you through it. If the middle of my chest were my spine here on my back, I would start just above my mid back, all right? And I want this gap that's created between the 2 lacrosse balls to be right over my spine, my vertebrae, okay? And all I'm going to do is simply just lay back on this, okay? And that's going to help that spot right in particular, the spinal erectors there, just to kind of relax, okay? They don't get much of a chance to do that, obviously, holding us upright pretty much all day. Once I hit that spot, I just kind of keep inching it up my back, up my spine, until I get right to about here on my back side, okay? In between my shoulder blades, the top part of my shoulder blades, that's when you start getting up into your cervical spine. We don't want to mess with that with this, okay? So lacrosse balls, you can find them for like $1.50, $2 at like Dick's Sporting Goods or a Dunham's maybe. A substitute you can use for these, if you find that they're a little bit too firm, too uncomfortable, you can use tennis balls. They'll be almost just as effective. They won't be able to get quite as deep into some of the denser areas of muscle that you have, especially like in your glutes. But as a starter, they're great. Okay, they're a perfect tool to use as well, and you can tape them together just like this to make yourself a little peanut out of that as well. The last item that I outline is the kettlebell here. Okay, it's been described as like a cannonball with a handle on it, right? So mine I have here is a 45-pounder. I got lucky and found it on sale for about $45. So they go for about $1.50, upwards of $2 a pound, depending on how light you are or how light you go with the kettlebell. Typically, that's how you're going to find them. So very versatile piece of equipment here. I can do swings, right? Okay, we can do swings. We can transition into what's called a goblet squat. All right, here, nice base, and then come back up. You can lunge with this. You can row it, okay, here in a nice stance. You could press, which I won't do in here. I'll almost hit my ceiling. Plenty of other more complicated things you can do. Like I said, for the money and the amount of things you can do with it, it might seem a little bit expensive, but you won't really need too many tools other than that, especially if you're a beginner, right? We don't want to get too crazy with the movements we do with it, but to add resistance to some of your more basic things, you really can't beat it. So again, we've got a foam roller, we've got a golf ball, lacrosse balls, and a kettlebell. Guys, I hope this was informative for you. Leave me a comment. Let me know things that you like, things you didn't like. And we'll have another message for you hopefully in a couple days.